Welcome, friend. Sometimes the most interesting journeys are a side quest.
it like, oh, round here, why so? Keep it good, you should know. If you put up in the club, we get to know. Oh, all my days in the club. Ladies, back it up. If you put up in the club, we get to know. Taking blue whip, paint strip into a bowling ball. Still smoke, honey smoke, wood grain on the wall. Ice skip, big chicks, fellas call them wet bone. Close cuts, braids, long gangsters, Lord knows. They got this southern cooking, they got the better slipping. Wishing I was easy, I can see it. That's when I say no.
Coming down in a different color wheel. Picture perfect, might wanna take a flick. Call up Jazzy, tell him pop the bottles, we got another hit. Wanna go platinum, I'm who you should get. Ludicrous, I'm in I get back, trick switch on the like I'm flexing steel. Same price, different time, hot song, jump down, see if I got sex appeal. And I keep the clean, it's bad, spinning on stainless wheels. Bass traveling, keeps crackling high, turn it up and make the speakers bleed. Trunk rattling, what's happening high, I don't even think I need a speed. Bass traveling, keeps crackling high, turn it up and make the speakers bleed. Dirty South, we falling down, and never think about falling down. Get on home and nothing, so it's not in the back of the song, let's go.
Open up, putting dick up in your slut. Whipping on my wood grain in my Lexus, I can't get no fucks. Watch me stunt, UGK be thumping out my fucking trunk. Chipping down, I'm pushing up and smoking on some sticky skunk. Dirty stuff, come up out your pockets, bet you give me some dollars. Cause a pimpin' never playing by this fucking funds. Rolling, knocking bitches, rolling, and some platinum funds. Diamond shining, aquafina, don't trip out of business. Bitch, I'm swerving. 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 Filling up in my business suburban. Swinging in the station, you can call me Captain Kirk. Bitch, surfing. Concrete ocean, leaving pavement surfing. Give me place in my mind, you hear my nigga chirping. I'm swerving. Filling up in my business suburban. Swinging in the station, you can call me Captain Kirk. Bitch, surfing. Concrete ocean, leaving pavement surfing. Give me place in my mind, you hear my nigga chirping.
Got the wheel in hand and bitch, I'm working. Put that trunk up in the air, I got the tech swerving. Coming down that boulevard, we swinging and swerving. In some hard lanes, everything not the same. Though I'm talking game, got the name, $80 man. Blow me off the chain, look on my vanilla king, and then I took it down the main. Yeah, you might have seen her riding with me, but she not my main. 50 falling down, but all we doing is coming up. A couple rounds, we break them down if they be running up. Stuff a couple times and push the circle till it bubble up. Keep it in abundance if I catch it, it's took, bitch.
Niggas will bury themselves, fucking with us. Came in the beach, speed, burning push. Okay, under the combo, way I'm getting next. Okay, Ray got a brand new ribbon and make it. Niggas will bury themselves, fucking with us. Came in the beach, speed, burning push. Under the combo, way I'm getting next. Okay, Ray got a brand
I love that song. I'm never gonna get sick of that song. Hopefully you guys won't either with me. I keep playing it for you. That's Grizz, by the way. Side Quest Volume 1. Links in the video description below if you want to check out Grizz. Amazing artist. So it's Friday, boys. How you feeling? Feeling good? Should be feeling good. Bitcoin's been scary. Very, very scary. In fact, so scary that we've gone all the way back down to 104,000. Actually, interesting. Coinbase has broken a lower low today, but the USDT pairs like on Binance or on, I don't know, perps contracts that you see, no lower low. We've held on so far. Let me be unprepared here in this moment. Is this the right chart? Being unprepared here. Yes, in this moment I'm unprepared, but that's okay. Here we go. There they are. I don't know how well you can see them. 50. There it is. There it is. So Coinbase breaking lower. This is, of course, not a great sign. Coinbase, the majority of the spot volume in Bitcoin, definitely the go-to chart for us. I almost always use Coinbase's USD chart. I stay away from the USDT charts and other exchanges. Their spot volumes, I just don't trust them. I trust Coinbase's reporting better. Anyway, looking over to the right, we have Binance. Binance in USDT on Friday, 102K. That is not yet touched. So it is a divergence or a move away. These aren't moving in the exact same way in a chart perspective. You can explain this in many different forms. It's not super conspiracy or crazy, but kind of the gist of it. Coinbase did break a lower low, but the market's already seen this lower low. Binance, and then over here, USDC. This is USDC on Coinbase as well. Actually, that's really interesting. Now, USDC is basically a double bottom. That would have been really crazy if it was the exact same value. Double bottom. So what do we have here? We have a lower low, a higher low, and then basically a double bottom, depending on what pair you're looking at. USD, USDT, or USDC. Very confusing. Very, very confusing. I'll give you that. This is too big. Very, very confusing. So what are we doing? Well, I mean, I still think the bottom's in. I do not think that we are breaking Friday's low, at least until we've seen higher. You know, it's hard to make these kind of general predictions like that, but I said it on Friday. I've said it every day since, basically, guys. I think that's the bottom. That was such intense capitulation. The issue with it, I think, was we moved back up pretty quickly off of that sell-off, and so many new longs opened. People were very confident off of that wick that we were going right back to an all-time high. We've seen this in Bitcoin's history. It's not out of the question, but I think what we're seeing here today into this week is basically a crunch on that long, newly opened long leverage, and we've seen that happen. We've seen many large liquidations already on the long side. But if we do continue to see sell-off, let's look at the logical downside targets. We'll look at maybe what we're looking for over the weekend, some different factors in play. And then, I don't know, man, it's Friday. I just want to jam out. Let's jam out and chart, right? We'll do it together. Hopefully you guys have some suggestions for me. I don't know, I got some stuff to share. We'll see. It's going to be a great stream. If you could, show YouTube that you are enjoying this live stream, and you can do that by putting a message in the chat, voting in the poll, subscribing, liking, sharing, just general engagement. The more you do that, the more YouTube will show this to new people. We have had a crazy week or two. Our channel finally seeing people show up, new people come into the lives, new subscribers. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, my allergies are still getting to me. Somehow we still have the curse. We still have the curse here of the @ symbol. For whatever reason on Friday, this started happening on YouTube. You see this? I have no idea why. I saw some other channels it happened to too. Some it didn't, but right now it's showing, it's the curse of the @ sign. So instead of your YouTube name, it's showing your YouTube, it's called a tag, right? So mine is youtube.com/@TomCrown. But then my name is Tom Crown. So they're the same. That's why mine's the same. So a lot of you are, you know, showing up under different names. It's hard to know who's who. But I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's just mixing it up. Am I the only one seeing it, or is it everybody? Yo. Crypto, the world, YouTube, rest in peace. Yeah, things are crazy. Things are crazy. This weekend, I think, is going to be rather volatile. I have a hunch. The U.S. is going to go through some turmoil tomorrow. Likely, we're going to see some responses from the government, from Trump. Let's just be real, from Trump. I think it's going to be a volatile weekend. And really, not a bad time for a volatile weekend. I think that we could use that here. Volatility has been kicking up over the last week, 2 weeks. BTC vol. It's been kicking up. I want to see that trend continue. Yeah, there we go. Kicking up, holding the lows here, actually. It's been a very long time since volatility on Bitcoin made a move to the upside that didn't immediately just flatline. Kind of like how it's been with the all-time highs. We've hit all-time highs and immediately we flatline. Volatility showing us a little bit different. Something else is going on here. Volatility's kicked up and now for about a week has held above. You can look to the left. The majority of the years, volatility, high volatility. Obviously, volatility is volatile. It swings. There's high periods and low periods. But it's held above like the average or like the average of the highs throughout almost this entire year. And I think that is it communicating something to us. I think that something is that more price action is coming, more spicy price action is coming. And really this weekend, we have like kind of two inflection points, I think, in October. I think we have this weekend. This is my honest take. You know, this is just my opinion. I think we have this weekend, which is the 18th, 19th, and then we have the 29th. Those are the two times left in October that I'm going to be looking for another big move, whether that is to the downside or to the upside. I'm praying it's the upside. Because we have, like I said, this weekend going to be a little bit of discourse, a little bit of chaos. And then on the 28th, or the 29th, on Wednesday, the last Wednesday of this month, we have 𝐒𝐴 joining us again for the biggest, most important FOMC of our lives. And it's likely going to be. This is going to be the first FOMC where the government is shut down in, I don't even know the history on that. I mean, at least 4 years, if not more. I think the last time the government was shut down was in 16, 9 years. I don't know, man. A long ass time. Coming off of interest rate cuts last month and being slated for more interest rate cuts in this year. There really only is. I think it's October and December. I don't think we have one in November. So I don't want to say 100% chance, but a really, really good chance of another interest rate cut back to back. And kind of making that even extra crazy is without the government operating, I don't think that the Fed is getting all of the numbers they typically do. And we haven't really heard Powell comment on that. How I know that they have other sources and that they're not, you know, completely shit out of luck, but it's definitely going to impact their decision making. So I'm curious to see what happens at the end of this month. Make sure you guys tune in for that last Wednesday. I think it's the 29th. But those are the two times in this month I'm going to be looking for a big move. So is the move over today? You know, it feels like it to me. We have moved down this sell-off. You'll notice this is the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I love saying that for some reason. It has a good ring to it. Rolls off the tongue. It was not open during the sell-off last week. It was not trading while everything went to shit. So it didn't. What? Isn't that true? I think that's it. So it did not see that big move. Did not see the crash in the same way that many charts did. Today on the sell-off, we have seen CME reach down and partially fill. I tweeted about this. I'll be honest, for some reason on Twitter, my account's been doing way better ever since I posted about Benjamin Cohen. Interesting. That's not true. There's way more reasons. But yeah, my tweets have been blowing up. I tweeted about this yesterday, and it got like 100,000 views, which is way out of the norm for my account. Let me see. 150,000. All right, make sure my messages don't pop up. Like Social Security's up there. Yeah, 155,000. People really liked this. Gap at 104, gap at 116.9. I don't know. That's off topic. Anyway, today filling a little bit of the gap, but you'll notice it did not fully fill. We did not fully see it fill. If we do see a sell-off today, like into market close today, say something that Trump comes out, says something crazy, I don't know. That's never happened before. Maybe we go down and fully fill this CME gap at 103.3 basically is the bottom. We've tapped into it. We have a little bit left there. It would make sense to do that. I don't think that that's a good reason to bet on it. Maybe it's more of a, okay, if intraday today we see 103.3, you could look for a scalp long. I think that might make sense. Remember though, these gaps, guys, they do fill often. This is one of my favorite topics. They fill often, but you have to put this in context. Bitcoin and really everything is volatile, right? You see price moves up and down. The odds of price returning to any given price, like you could pick any number that Bitcoin has been traded at, along the way, and say with like a 90% certainty price will return to there at some point. So is it magical? Is CME magic and it's like it has to happen? Is it that we're kind of self-fulfilling prophecies? We look at these gaps and we say, hey, we've seen these fill in the past. These have been good entries in the past. So, we're going to trade that way and that pushes price that way. Or is it just that the fundamental nature of markets, and especially Bitcoin and its chaos, just tends to go back to prices? Like, I really think that is it. That is my honest take. And to say, to kind of like further back that, these gaps do not have to fill. And in fact, we can take that a step further and we can say these gaps commonly or even consistently do not fill when we see major moves, and specifically to the upside with Bitcoin. And what I mean by major moves, back here at the start of the previous bull run in 2020, the good old days, I guess, of crypto, gap at 9,600 up to about 10K. It got touched, similar, a little wick in there, but it did not fill, similar to what we saw today. In 23, right off the bull run, 21,000 started a gap before we moved higher. Here, 26, a gap before we moved higher. We actually double dipped that gap. Got another one at 29. You can see each kind of leg, each price level, major move up, we have left behind a gap very consistently, and occasionally more than one. So do these have to fill? No. Do they usually fill? Yes, I think that's fair. But it just so happens that when these are important, or when these are kind of critical, right? These legs up, when we leave these gaps and we don't come back, the important ones don't tend to fill. That's how I look at it. They are still a good guide. I think they are largely self-fulfilling, right? We see 103 and people go and place longs there, and that's support on the chart. Price hits there, buyers orders sell, and sellers are absorbed, and the rest is history. It's easy peas. They're an interesting topic. I think they're worth following, and I say, honestly, I don't say that about that many things. A lot of things I don't think are worth following in the space, at least when it comes to trading. But CME gaps, I think, is one. The chart also has been very clean over this entire bull run, and so I think it could be a useful tool just to chart and then apply whatever we find to the spot chart. That's a little more voodoo, magical thinking, but it seems to work well. It seems to work pretty well. I'll show you a little example of that. I don't want to talk about CME that much. So here you go. Here's a good example. Specifically the 250 daily moving averages. Maybe because actually CME traders are probably more institutional, more, old school, technical. I don't know. The sell-off this morning was the first touch to the 200-day moving average on CME. We have seen this happen virtually every leg up, and right before the next move to the leg up, right? Even back in March, kind of almost even where those gaps are. That's kind of spicy. Almost where the gaps are is man, we might have just stumbled onto some alpha. Almost all these gaps line up with the test to that 200. That's kind of interesting. And what was I saying? Test to the 200 before moving up. We've seen this over and over and over again on this run. Eventually, this won't work. I do want to caution you guys. I'm still bullish. I don't think the top is in. I think that we are flushing the over bullish vibes that we had coming off an all-time high earlier in September or later in September. I don't think we're done, but it eventually will be. Realistically, we look at charts and we say we don't like predict things that have never happened before. And then once they happen, we can put them into our calculations. Like, bull runs have always ended. So I'm going to stick with it's going to end eventually. So always take everything really from now, especially into next year, with a grain of salt. I think you should remain bullish, but that doesn't mean that you want to round trip everything, right? Staying bullish includes making a taking profit plan, includes setting up a system or something where you are at least slowly, and I say at least, slowly taking some profits out and hedging that, well, bear markets happen and I want to have some kind of capital not locked up, not underwater for when that happens, right? I got to do that neti pot again. I did a neti pot. I got this electrical one. It rocks. One sec. Yeah, I meant to mute the mic so you guys didn't hear that, but oh well. You heard my phlegmy cough. 200, here we are again. Yeah, I guess that's what I was getting at. Lost my train of thought a little bit. Perfect touch here. We've already seen that touch on pretty much every other exchange, every other pair. I think even today on Coinbase, I think we're trading below the 200. Let's check that out. Yep, trading below the 200 on, that's Binance. It's actually Binance, but that's going to be the same thing here on Coinbase too. Hold up, I'm getting through my little warm up here. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna get to the chat. I'm gonna see what you guys are talking about. Shoot the shit with you all. Just let me get through my ADD thoughts before I'm out of them. Yeah, we're trading below the 200 on spot, CME, and like I said, this has been a very kind of clean guide to apply to spot, at least so far in this rally. What we've seen reflected on CME has very, like many times, frequently been reflected on spot Bitcoin in this run. Like, my mind goes back to this move in October of last year where the 50 was about to death cross and then it rejected, and obviously things got very bullish. But spot didn't have that signal, right? Spot had the death cross and then the bullish cross at the local high. So CME has been a very good overall predictor, I think, for spot. Or predictor, that's not really the word, but a lens to view spot through. Let's put it that way. Coinbase underneath the 200, so looking for a close above 107,560 today. I think we traded above that actually during the lobby, the pre-lobby in the stream. Let's see where we're at. Yep, we did. We might have literally traded exactly to it. Here's a little hack for you. Ready? Here's a little life hack. So you can use, and shout out to TradingView for incorporating this. I had to trick TradingView into doing this for the longest time. You can add a moving average. You can go to inputs and you can change the time frame. So I'm going to do day 200. Ready? Style. Make that the foresty green that we always have it. There we go. There you go. You'll notice that sometimes it doesn't load all the way. I'm not really sure why it does that. It seems kind of random. But either way, we can see that that hourly candle literally right now during the intro to this live stream came up and tested it. Man, I can't draw that perfectly. Came up and tested it. We saw a red candle resulting. So I was saying pro tip or life hack here for trading. Scalpers out there, people looking for quick positions, adding a big time frame, especially when price is near it, a big time frame moving average to a smaller time frame chart will very consistently, in my experience, give you scalping positions. Like we can see here, didn't quite touch. Obviously, we bounced here yesterday, Thursday, got a little scalp long. Little life hack for you. So there we go. We've already hit the level that I'd like to close at today. It looks like we're reversing into our live stream because isn't that just how it always goes? Hopefully looking for a higher low here. Maybe if I do a little bit of analysis, take a look at some of these indicators. Hold up. Not the strongest looking. I mean, I can see some low time frame momentum behind this, but not the strongest looking yet. Let's pull this. Of course. There it is. I'm going to put that song, I'm going to put Grizz back on. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Let me know how the volume level is. Go lower. Here we go. yeah.
Let me tell you something, son. When your spirit is floating down that tunnel toward the light, you know what's behind the light? It's not God, it's me. And I'm gonna kick your Ponzi soul all the way back down the tunnel till you choke on your own fucked up ribs.
Okay, okay. Wake the up. Lock the F in. Alright, put up the chat. Womp womp womp. Gold is going down. Oh, thank God. Gold dumping. That's spicy. Just in time. Holy hell, just in time. Just in time. Let's throw that in the title. Little gold dumping. Throw a little bit of that in there. A little clickbaity. Wake up. There we go. All right, yeah, gold taking a little bit of a break here. A little bit of a break. Not too worried. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Peter Schiff, yeah. If you guys watch, so this is actually a really probably valuable thing to look at and to understand. Look at Peter Schiff right now and kind of imprint that on your brain, that his behavior right now. He is how we have always been at like the tops of Bitcoin. He's like in the euphoria, just like going nuts, talking shit on everything. Imprint that into your brain because that is going to be valuable. You're going to get value out of that. If you can identify that kind of energy, I wouldn't say behavior, I'll say energy. It's going to save you some pennies in the future. You know, I wanted to do this. What's up, chat? What's up, OBSY? It's hard to like know these names. It's hard to know the names now because it changed it up on us and it has the ats now. It's weird. Why is I need to figure out why it's doing that. It's strange. Okay. I did want to share this. I'm pausing the music just for a second. Maybe a little gloat. Hey, shh, me. Be quiet, me. There we go. This is from September 25th. September 25th. Some of you were probably watching this live stream. What was I doing with my hair, guys? Why? Who let me do that? Anyway, this is from September 25th. You can see it on this channel. You can go back and watch it. Yeah, I'm just gonna cover myself up so that way I don't see my alpha here. Ready? Maybe come all the way. I want to blast your speakers. You come all the way down to 2,000. At the moment, I'm going to obviously be looking for the upside, and that's going to probably look like a close, I would say even above this month's high that it's already set. Then into the next month or two, back testing that trend line, breaking its high, and honestly entering a parabolic gold state, something I never even thought existed. Never even thought maybe existed. Come all the way down. What a strange way to put that. Sometimes I say weird stuff. Shout out to Pickle for timestamping these streams. I love it. Dude, I never would have been able to find that without you. That is the receipts of saying I think gold's going to break out and go parabolic in September of 2024. Later in that episode, I say something about gold doubling in price over the next year. It actually hasn't quite done that yet because that was 2,600 during the clip. That would be 5,200. So I mean, I still think we're hitting 5,000, but got the receipts. Shout out to Pickle. People, I tweeted about it and people were like, but you didn't say I was going to do that. You said it could do this or that. Like, yeah. Nobody was talking about gold going parabolic last year. Now everybody's talking about it. I don't know. A little gloat, little shameless gloat. That's all I want to share there. Ooh. Okay. Gold. We're looking at gold. We're looking at gold BTC. Gold dumping. I mean, dumping. Kinda. I mean, it's breaking. It's broke down a little. That's a kind of ugly 4-hour top. Do we have anything like that around here? Not really, which is interesting. That is interesting. Look at the 4-hour here. This little V shape. We do have sell-offs here, right? But this V shape, I will say the only price action that looks like this recently is maybe right here. I have to zoom in a little bit for that one. This little V shape had a quick recovery. This one taking a little bit more time on a higher time frame. But the only real price action outside of maybe that little cut, maybe something like this. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here, looking for multiple months of sideways. But again, just like Bitcoin, you know, gold is gonna stop at some point. You know, things cycle, so you should prepare either way. You know, you really, it's easy to get lost in things going up and think, oh, they'll always go up, and or they'll at least, I'll be able to get out. You know, I'll be able to get out comfortably before they're done going up. And you literally will not, unless you make a plan beforehand. You just literally will not. Gotta have a plan. That's why, even though I'm bullish, I recommend and suggest everybody put together some kind of taking profit trading plan to execute where you're taking some profits, even if it's not your whole portfolio, even if it's just, you know, tiny bit, percents, whatever. Something smart. This is Bitcoin. Is it Bitcoin? Okay, it's just Bitcoin. I was thinking maybe you could do Bitcoin market cap, but Bitcoin divided by gold. We could look at PAX-G, but I don't like having to invert the chart. So here's Bitcoin divided by gold, and this monthly is absolutely not beautiful, not good. We actually have broken to a lower low off of a lower high in July in the valuation of Bitcoin versus gold. That is by all means a downtrend. When you have a lower, we have a low, a lower high, and a lower low. That's a downtrend. So without getting super bearish here, we are seeing gold sell off a little bit. Bitcoin potentially looking for a volatile move this weekend, maybe to the upside. That would be just in time, right? Liquidity swept here at the equal lows. This was back from Q1. To see this bounce would be a welcomed sign, right? Likely that means that gold is sideways or moving down and Bitcoin's moving up. That could just lead to a lower high again, confirming the downtrend, right? But a reversal here, and it's nice to see this has already begun bouncing, or at least backed off of the low today. Like this literally hit today. This did not happen. Did not reverse there. Hit the low, broke it, wicked it earlier this morning, maybe even very recently, a few hours ago. Yep. To see that green candle come in is welcome. Now it's very early to say it's gonna bounce. That we've confirmed a bounce way early. But we do have, I'd say, the recipe. We see gold has slowed down at the least. We are at a major support level. We have a green candle with a wick underneath it. The body of the candle is above that support. This still doesn't look great. Because here's the problem, right? Is you bounce here, what do you do, right? If you put in a lower high again, you have such a bearish structure. Such a bearish structure. You need to bounce and break and keep moving for this to like be bullish. You need to break your high of August. You need to break your high of August and then hold a higher low to begin that uptrend. The same way we've begun a downtrend with this touch today, we can reverse by retaking that high. The lower high scenario and back to this support, you know, this could happen as many times as it happens. But this is one of the most consistent bearish patterns that we see, at least in crypto, is the testing of a flat resistance. In this example, your high is coming down for the bearish example. The bullish example would be testing a flat resistance with your lows coming up. We have seen these play out so consistently in crypto. It's one of my favorite patterns to trade in general. So welcoming a little weakness in gold, welcoming potentially a little strength in Bitcoin, fingers crossed, at this critical junction. of the Bitcoin gold chart. I'm welcoming it. We're going to definitely follow this closely. You know, we're live here constantly. For anybody new in the chat, we're live every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and often many times in between. But those are when we're guaranteed to be live. But we'll be following this for sure. Is there going to be anything else? I don't know if there's really going to be any other. Like our oscillators look like shit, as they should. We're at a lower low. Let's throw. I haven't done this. Let's throw like just some. Let's just throw some stuff on here. What do we got? 20, 50, 100. Wow. Wow. Really deviating from the 200 moving average. You do not see this happen often. Look at that. Each time, at least in the last few years, that Bitcoin versus gold has, I'd say, deviated or moved away from that 200. It has rather quickly made a return trip to it. We see that here in August of 24, April of 25. Here we are again. Very removed. I would say that the odds of returning to that 200 here without putting in too much more, like serious more of a low, are very good. Again, though, that can set us up for that lower high scenario, etc. But I think this pair is going to look to what? Let's hope we reconnect. Let's hope we reconnect. We disconnected for no reason. Did it disconnect? That. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. I don't know. At least it was quick. It seems like this was only for like a frame or two. How long was it frozen? We back. That's right. We're so back. They didn't want you. They didn't want you to have this alpha. They don't want you to know that Bitcoin's about to gain against gold. They don't want you to know. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Jeez. Why? But there's no reason for it, is why I'm trolled. There's no reason. Here we go. Here's your alpha. 22. We'll call it 20%. The last two times that gold BTC has traded 20% below its 200-day moving average, it is reversed. And I will say both times moved above the 200-day. I'm not going, yeah, I guess I will say that. Both times it's reversed and then retested the 200. In these examples, it broke above the 200. That's what we're going to hope for here. I think the odds are very good. Very good. I think I can even do this. I think I could even say this with some good confidence. Why? Oh, because it's a stupid chart. I go like that. 3 to 1. I feel pretty confident in that. Okay. Okay, hopefully YouTube doesn't rug us again. Is everything smooth? There's nothing going on in the world today. The government is still shut down. Isn't that crazy that the government is still shut down? It's almost as if we don't need them, right? It's like the government shut down. I don't know. My life hasn't changed at all. Actually, things have gone up. So maybe I prefer it this way. The land of crypto. The Kryptonians, bro. Silver, bro. Silver. All right. Silver. But this is a Bitcoin channel. Keeps the ETFs from approval. Does it? Does it? I'm not sure. I guess so, right? It's so hard. I just like can't even conceptualize the government being shut down. It's like, what does that even mean? I know what it means. Bachelor's degree in political science, but it's just so weird. You know, it's like the government shut down, yet the news cycle and me hearing about like Trump, like none of it has changed, right? I still see on YouTube every day. It's like Trump goes live with the minister of somebody. Like every single day. It doesn't feel like anything different is happening. I suppose I'm from a privileged point there, though. If I worked for the government, I might have a different opinion. If I was like in the army or federal employee, might have a different opinion. Replace it with AI. God, no. Dude, AI is such fucking trash. Oh my God. I saw on Reddit that some army or some, I don't know if it was the army, but some branch of the armed forces, like a colonel, like used ChatGPT to like make some orders or something. Do people really not understand that ChatGPT doesn't have answers for you? It's like it just gives you flowery words. If you wanted to write a poem, it is the perfect tool for that. Perfect tool for writing a poem. If you want technical information or God forbid military, I don't know, advice or information or like how to strategically operate living humans, you are insane if you think ChatGPT is a tool for that. That's why I also think it is a terrible tool for the government to use. It is awful. Ask ChatGPT anything in depth about crypto and it's gibberish, dude. It's gibberish. It just like sounds good. Anyway, that's my little rant about AI. I think AI is going to change the world. I think its applications are massive. I think it's going to like revolutionize health and different things. But like, bros, it is not an oracle. It's not an oracle of like perfect. It is just wrong, but it just sounds right. We need to ingrain this in. We need to ingrain this in our minds. Actually, this is cool. So, very interesting. Did Bitcoin dominance go down? Weird. So this is gold divided by total. We just did gold divided by Bitcoin. We'll go to silver too. And I showed you guys a little bit ago that the sell-off, or not a little bit ago, on Friday, I think, that the sell-off, the wick on this pair perfectly hit our trend line that we had bounced from both times. Now today's sell-off, pretty much the same thing. I didn't expect this because didn't we just look at this and it broke for Bitcoin? Yeah. That doesn't add up. I wonder if there's a calculation error on my gold Bitcoin chart. Perfect double bottom, maybe? I mean, I'll take this. This sell-off feels different than Friday's. But when we look at the chart, when we look at macro charts like this, we see that it's really not. It's really not different. It's like the same thing. We're just right back to where we were. This would be a great place to reverse. I'm gonna put this in the Join Crown Crypto group. Haven't chilled that in a long time. If you're looking for one-on-one mentoring with myself, check out joincrowncrypto.com. Our exclusive premium trading group. Anyway. Dom's at 59.1. Let me pull it up. Bum, bum, bum. Why did I just type in Dom? BTCD. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Are you scared? Subbed, bro? What's up, Giga JP? What's up, bro? Welcome, my friend. Queen, who's scared? Are you? No one's scared. You're not scared. But dominance is up from Friday, right? Okay, now that answers it. Yep. Okay, that answers it. There is no error. I was wrong. It answers it. Dominance. So dominance is moving up, right? But it is lower than it was Friday, and so that explains why the total was a double bottom. Makes sense. I know you know. What's up, Pickle? What's up, Derek Merrill? You need $300,000 to pay the IRS, Derek. I mean, if you actually owe the IRS that much money, you have a very good problem on your hands because that means you have made $1 billion. If you're joking, that's cool. I got you. If not, I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. Are you the same guy crypto is going to reach 10 million market cap? Am I the same guy? I mean, I've said that, yeah. I've said that. My like upside recent target that I thought would already hit was 5 trillion. 5 trillion. I don't actually think I said 10, to be honest. Maybe I did though. Who knows, man? I've made so much content. My immediate targets for this run were 5 trillion, which I still think is gonna hit, and then like 7.5 trillion. Let me fact check myself. Let me really quickly check this. Did any of my extensions line up to 10? No, not really. I don't know if I said 10. It's not crazy though. I mean, I think 10 trillion is still very possible. But I think these have been the targets I've been looking for a while. The 1618 move from the 2021 high to 2022 bear market low, the 1618, 7.23 or 7.25 trillion. The most recent December into April low, 24.25, gives you 5 trillion. There you go. Hell nah, I ain't scared. That's right, Queen. That's right. Binance didn't break the Bitcoin liquidation low today. No, it didn't. We started actually this episode with that exact comment. It's actually kind of more interesting than even that. Follow me. Follow me. It's more interesting that it didn't break the low. Ready? For those of you tuning in who missed the beginning, you can always go back and watch it. DVR is enabled. Here you go. Ready? Move these up. Okay, real quick. Rehash. This is Coinbase. This is Binance. And then over there is Coinbase again, but it's USDC. So we have BTC USD, BTC USDT, and BTC USDC. So 3 different fiat pairs against Bitcoin. There you go. So what's interesting today about the sell-offs? Coinbase broke to a lower low. You can see Coinbase on Friday hit 107. Today down to 103.4. So we hit a lower low. We go over to Binance, BTC USD. We see the low is 102K. Today we only hit 103.5, the same low. That's a higher low. So you have a lower low on Coinbase, a higher low on Binance, and then the kicker that just makes it all confusing, right? That just makes everything difficult is you look at BTC USDC and it's basically a double bottom. So we have 3 different pairs with 3 different takes on today's low. Coinbase saying a lower low, Binance saying a higher low, and USDC saying a double bottom. Right down the middle. Split the difference. It's kind of interesting. It's quite chart nerdy, I would even say. Chart nerdish. Let's see, has anything changed here? I've been talking for a while. Been chatting for a bit. Then the stream disconnected for a few minutes. I see some. Let me see. Ew, flattening with momentum coming down. Market cipher B not loving the 15-minute. 30-minute ever so slowly rolling over, but no, this might have a little bit more down today. Remember, what I want to see is it close above about 107 and change, 107.5 today. Well, it doesn't have to be today, but I'd like to see it today, this weekend, etc. We've already tested that level, the literal high, the wick high today. I'm not gonna make it. Is it gonna be a butt? The literal high today, the wick during this live stream was the exact 200 daily moving average. You have to use your imagination because for whatever reason this won't generate it out. I don't know why, but exact 200 day moving average. There you go. On the 12 hour, you can finally see it. There you go. Boom. That's where our swing high today. We lost the 200 day on Coinbase. We back tested it earlier today. We're still holding onto a green candle, but this could go either way. This could go either way today. I think we have a very volatile weekend ahead, though. Watch out for that. Ah, my man God, what's good, man? 9 months. Whew, has it been that long? What's up, NMCT? Yeah, and I'm sorry if these aren't your real names. Like if they're not your usual names. I don't know what YouTube's doing. Super Chat at 5. He says, smart money is slowly buying the dip. Think they are betting government shutdown is ending. U.S.-China negotiations resolved before November 1st and rate cut October 29th. Maybe. I don't know. I don't I don't feel like the government shutdown is like gonna end in October. Do you guys? Maybe we can do a poll. Got almost 1,000 votes. We're really split here. Really split on this poll. Are we going lower? 52% say yes. Interesting, because our channel typically leans bullish. We don't usually see it bullish, so unusual. Well, unusual. Interesting that we're leaning bearish on this one. Good poll. I'm curious what you guys think. Will US Gov. When will US Gov shut down? Let's do like October. Oh, we'll do like next week. Yeah, let's do next week, and then how am I gonna word this? There'll be one. There's 2 weeks left exactly in October, so it's like next week, the week after that, and then we'll do like November, and then we'll do beyond November. Here we go. Curious what you guys think. I don't know if it necessarily matters. I have a feeling that whatever direction our market, whatever direction Bitcoin is trending when that happens, when like the government opens back up, I feel like it will reverse. So hopefully we're dumping. Hopefully we're dumping. The government opens up, we reverse. Next week, this month, next month. That's a good way to do it, Bones Jones. Great name, by the way. Bones Jones. Bones Jones. Hopefully never. That's what I'm saying, bro. What's up, Kasui Cryptocurrency Education? Welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Travel D76 subscribed. Curtis D Stinson subscribed. Welcome, fam. Not a ton of subscribers. Kind of thought we'd have more today. Thought it'd be a little bit more energy today. It's Friday. Playing the jams. They'll come back right before they go on recess for holidays, probably. I would say that's not a bad take. Silver. Silver coming on home. Wow. Silver did not backtest its previous all-time high. 49.83. Maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the play. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Well, it is a crazy day for silver. 6.4% down. That's actually, it's actually pretty big. It's like Bitcoin. 6% down in a day for silver. From all-time high. What are stocks doing? Literally nothing, of course. Dude, we live in banana world. We just live in banana world. Dude, what's happening? What is happening? Government shuts down, everything pumps. Silver and gold are going nuts. Silver dumped 6% in one day. Stocks, like S&P just doesn't even care. I didn't even notice. Just nothing. What? What? Where's Ethereum at? Freaking me out. Stop it, Ethereum. Yeesh. It's still higher low. Still higher low. Still good. I have to drink more for it to make sense. Will do. Stocks will catch up soon. How you doing, Steve? What are you looking at? Shout out to Optical Art Crypto, my man. My personal friend, another YouTuber. Great dude overall, 10 out of 10. What are you looking at? You've got silver hands. Mark Santos, bro, are you going to give us value or talk about nothing? Savage. Savage, Mark Santos. Now you're going to put me on the spot like that, man. Now I don't want to give you value, right? What value would you like, bro? We've been live like for an hour giving you value. What value would you like? You have a check mark. videos are about jailbreaking iPhones. Wait, 5 years ago. Jailbreaking iPhones. Don't get butthurt. Okay. Yeah, you don't even know what value you want, man. Indecisive guy. Doesn't even know what he wants. We got alerts wise. I mean, you're welcome to go back. We did a lot of goodies. What's 𝐒𝐻 even doing? Don't take that short. All right. Riggedy wrecked. 𝐒𝐻 chilled out. Nobody's talking about 𝐒𝐻 anymore. Right to resistance on BTC pair. It's not very interesting of a chart. Where's the spices? Where's the spiciest of charts? Swiss franc. Still no all-time high. Lower low. All right, somebody give me what should I look at? Because, you know, I don't know. Maybe you're trolling, maybe you're not. Could be. I'm listening. The trend is still downward. True. Bear flag Bitcoin. It is. I mean, it's even like locally bear flagged. On the 5 minute, you have a bear flag. It's like bear flag exception. And then this is a bear flag. Can't see it on this bear. You have to go to Binance. But even this is a freaking bear flag right here. This is still a bear flag. Right? Fall. You have the pole, the fall. You have a lower high, you have a higher low. You can dick around inside of this for as long as you like, and you're still just in a bear flag. Could get like a nice reversal and move up to like 115, back down. Still in a bear flag. How should we look at? Thank you, Michael. Thank you. You get value from me. I blew my load early, guys. You saw, like I was in the zone. I did all like my cool stuff. I shared all my homework with you. Now I don't have as much. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to look at. Aster. I hope you guys didn't get wrecked on this. Show me in your phone. That technically filled. This filled and got wrecked. That's short. Painted. Printed. Higher low. I mean, this still doesn't have enough history to do a lot with. You held your low. That's good. You're in a downtrend. Held your low. This is like the only freaking support you have. $1. Lose $1 and I don't know where this coin's going. To Valhalla, man. Make that ass drop. Make that ass drop. RSI getting wrecked, dude. Under 50 touches to oversold. I don't like this. I'm sure you can make a trade at $1 like we had placed here. You can make a trade at $1. You could. Why do you guys like this? I feel like people started talking about this because it was going up, as is the norm. It's going up, so people like it. But then it stopped going up. Why are people still talking about it? Like, does it do something? I know it's on BNB chain. You know, we'll look at BNB. I know it's on the BNB chain, which people are talking about BNB for reason. Makes sense. BNB is hot still. Perfect take profit. 72%. Boom. Perfect. It looks like there were a bunch of entries today. Look at that on the week. BNB on the week. Fair value gap. Boom. Right into the end of September. right to the freaking measure, or not measure move, the 1618, 113, whatever, 1300. This week sells off right back to test that fair value gap again. That was the entry. 1,000. Play it back to 1300 or 15. Looking, if you're looking higher, I guess 15. I like that. Come on, Bitcoin, do something. Do something. CZ FOMOing it. KEYNOTE are pushed a lot for Aster. Yeah. There was a lot of silliness on Twitter over the last few days. People were like saying that competitors were paying influencers to like talk badly about Binance. Yeah, I don't know. Did somebody get that offer? Maybe someone did, but like that was not a thing. That was not a thing going on. People were pissed, dude. They all liquidated. I would have talked shit on them for free, so nobody hit me up. New way to trade perps, competition to hype. Yeah, how is hype? Just sold all your gold. Damn. DC PPC. Damn, bro. What yeah, I got wrecked. Oh wait, this didn't get wrecked. That already took profit. What spurred that decision, brother? I like it. I like it. It's against the grain. It's against the herd. Those tend to be good trades. Hype's looking not so great. No longer untested support. I bought some hype up here, so I'm underwater. Luckily, it wasn't a lot. 25% down, probably. Under 50 RSI on the day. Does not look great. Hey. Yes. Man, nothing good on hype. Trying to hold support at like 35. Dumb type. I'll just hold it. I don't know. I got like $500. Descending, broadening wedge on the 1 hour. Descending, broadening. That. I think this low holds. I don't said that on Friday. I thought that the low was in for October. Tweeted it yesterday. Like I think the bottom is in for this move. I don't think we're gonna break. I think today was the flush. I think today flushed all the new leverage. Didn't fill the CME gap. I'd feel more comfortable if it had. More comfortable if it had. Filecoin. Yeah, Coinbase is listing BNB. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Like the timing, isn't that very weird? And then also Brian Armstrong was like going after CZ in tweets, like you don't want them like looking into your books, and then they're gonna list BNB. It seems very weird. There's something very weird going on there. Cope maxing. Descending broadening wedge. Do you break 100K? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100's a great target. I mean, like 98's a great target. I mean, if you're gonna do 100, why not 98, right? Come down, just like wick this low from June. Just take it out, move up. I hope we don't go down to 100. Going down to 100 would not be great. It's hard for me to even say where I would be like, well, the bull run's over. I don't know what price that would be. This has built so much structure on the way up. It's hard to, I don't know what like value would do it for me. Dude, all this got just obliterated. I was looking at CoinGecko and just scrolling, and just the prices on some of these things were wild. Coded 92K. For you, is below 109. Fair. Fair. 109 for you. Well, to be fair, Steve, I think I am more resilient for the bullish case and you're more resilient for the bearish case if we were to compare ourselves. I mean, breaking, I mean, there, yeah, I could see, I see logic here. You broke the low. September's low. We were doing a higher high thing. But we've also, I think if we were going to say that was it, then wouldn't we have also thought this was it? No, I would have just thought this was the end if I was going to say break of structure. Most else didn't lose their ranges. Okay, this week, yeah, but like this week, yeah, it's like this week, but last week, two weekly closes under the 50 week. Okay, I can tell you for sure. I don't know what price it would be, but I can tell you a technical signal that would make me bearish. 2 close under the 50 week. So 2 weekly closes under 101. Yeah. For me, one of the signals I'm looking for, I've shared this with you guys many times. Ichimoku cloud on the week. We see this cloud twist. And I like a good game. You see this cloud twist and it's a good game. This has happened every single bull market all-time high that I've seen. We got like 24 weeks early. Or yeah, 28 weeks early, the twist. Every time. I think it would have caught you somewhere here in May. And this would have caught you somewhere around like here. So this one wasn't quite as good, but as soon as that weekly twists, I'm going to become more receptive to the idea. Where was that? Yeah. Take care and see you next time. Next adventure. Goodbye, Grizz. Goodbye, Grizz. I don't know what the next song is. I won't let it play. Take that. I wonder if the bear market bottom will again be on this line. I wonder. Where would that be from here? That would not be good. Yeah, 54, 55. I wonder if it'll again be on there. Or it's probably too easy. Literally from current price, yeah. Like 51s. I wonder if ETS will just never get hit. If that low will just never get taken out again. Lagging, but better than broke. Hopefully we're not lagging anymore. YouTube already like shut down the stream once. You have to sleep, Morgan Freeman. You have to sleep. What's Hura? You can make me shitcoin today. You guys are gonna make me shitcoin on a Friday. Son of a bitch. What is this? So it's not a shitcoin. Fair enough. It's the stock coin. One of them stock coins. What in the F did you bring me here, Morgan Freeman? What is this? What the f is this? Okay, so it's split. Why don't they just fix that on the chart? Why don't they fix that? It's stupid. Why leave it like that? 1-35? It's a reverse split? What the fuck? Why would they do this? What happened here? What's this story? It makes it very hard. I find it suspicious when stocks do splits, and I find it's, unless there's like a real reason, I don't feel like there's real reason here. Why did they reverse this? If like, you know, a single share is like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, I get that. But I find it shady when stocks do this, and I find it shady when cryptos do this. Like Crow used to be MCO, they made Crow. I find it shady. It's like you're trying to distort the chart. That's how I see it. You're trying to make the chart look different. And there's only one reason that you do that. It's for shenanigans. So I think here's the real way to look at it. Why TradingView doesn't do that for you automatically, I don't know. And this isn't going to be precise now because I've just bar patterned it. This does not look great. This does not look great at all. Like, this huge drop. What happened here? Earnings, a bad earnings? A surprise? Phew. Yeah, that's gross. 63.98%. Estimated was 36, almost 37. It's 23.6. Yeesh. That's gross. Like, and then lower high, lower high, lower high. Retest, lower high, lower high. Like, yeah, this is not my favorite one, unless I'm missing something. Like, what are you gonna do? Retest support over and over again, lower highs, break to the downside. Sheesh. And the crappy point is, like, if it breaks below 176, it's at all-time low. It just doesn't look like it. Shadiness. I don't know what this is. Hopefully, I wish you the best with it. Litecoin, don't make me. Even Sharknado, bro. Sharknado just said he won't touch it. And Sharknado is the king of touching stuff, touching those stocks. It's touching the stocks nobody wants to touch. That's rough. Yeah, an hour and a half. It's Friday. What do you mean when you say it twists Brant more? Well, I have a great video on Ichimoku Cloud. I have a whole free trading course actually on this channel of great videos. I think they're the best on YouTube. An Ichimoku Cloud twist is when you see that cloud turn from red to green or green to red. When the weekly twists, when that green cloud becomes red, it will happen 28, it'll like project it out 28 weeks in advance. Whatever price is at, I think I'll get a little more bearish. 60% of the time works every time. That's right. That's right, boys. Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting weekend. This fractal that we looked at from August did not play out. It played out really nicely until right here, actually. Just sold off. Nothing's happening now. Nothing's happening. Check 6-month liquidity heat map. Okay. Easy enough. That guy that came in here was like, are you going to give us value? You're just going to talk about random stuff. And I was like, what kind of value? And he's like, I don't know. It just made me giggle. Made me giggles. He's a fellow content creator, which is crazy to just join someone's stream and throw shade. As a fellow content creator. And it's like, dude, I did like an hour of like unique technical analysis. Now we're like an hour and something in, I'm just like vibing. He's like, I demand you entertain me. I think he did come back and give some topics though, which I'll give him credit for. 1 week heat map. 113.7, 113.8. 300 mil. What do we got below us? Still very little. Gaussian channel 100K. The old Gauss, I will admit, I've never looked that much into the Gaussian channel. Did open interest like nuke? It had to have nuked. There's like almost no liquidations around price, at least relative to what existed before the sell-off. Let's see, where's super charts? What do we think on the shutdown? Last week in October, next week, so 53% of us think this month. 74% think not this month. It's not bad. Not bad. Open interest, yeah. Open interest took a nuketing. Weird that funding only went negative briefly. One day. And that's probably, probably why we saw the sell-off. Clear out that new leverage. So then we started. Open interest dumped hugely. That was the biggest dump in open interest. It was like August of 23, maybe. I'm not actually sure if this is bigger or not. That's interesting. That gives me a little hope. August of 23, we saw a similar liquidation event in open interest. And that also broke the low. Spent a long time dicking around and then rallied into October. We haven't seen one that big in quite some time, though. What I do like, though, is open interest dumping as price is dumping. Open interest beginning to crawl back up as price recovered. Not a definitive signal here, though. There really is not going to be a definitive signal. The future may not be locked in for what's going to happen next. What's happening? Anything on funding? Yeah, let's play more Grizz. I've never heard this song, so we'll find out. Funding is low, so it isn't negative. It is lightly bullish, though. It's not negative. Almost negative. It's at like 0. So the neutral funding is 0.1, and it's at 0.01. So it's below neutral. So we say that's slightly bullish. Across the board, pretty unanimous. We don't see any outliers. Looks like that's true for almost every pair. Except for ADA, of course, except for ADA. That's all I get. Bitcoin's doing this. Odd times. Matic, Das Peach, anything for you, brother? Is the bull market over? I don't think so. I think it's very healthy that people are feeling this way. One of my biggest complaints, oof, Matic did fill. My biggest complaints over the last month or two on this channel has been when we were moving towards all-time highs. I was like, everyone is bullish, and we're always bullish. We're irrationally bullish on this channel, right? Everyone's bullish, and thinking back, almost every time we've seen like a big move, especially into the end of these cycles, that wasn't the case. We are very commonly the last people that remain bullish. And, of course, there's probably other people out there, but like overall, when I express that I'm still bullish, in the past, that has been a very unpopular idea into these like big tops, into these last rallies. Everybody was like, oh, it's all-time highs. We're going to keep pumping into the end of the year. Here we go up to like only up. And I was like, man, it's weird. Next time it's pumping, remind me, guys. You're like, but isn't everybody bullish? And then I'll like think about it, and maybe we'll end up calling the top. We'll see. Matic. Actually, I'll give it to Matic. I've talked a lot of shit on Matic. Its chart has been awful. It still is awful, don't get me wrong. But Matic, surprised. It found buyers in the sell-off on Friday. Many altcoins didn't. 15 cents held as support. That's giving you a double bottom on the quarterly time frame. On the quarter. There you go. Double bottom on the quarter. Actually doesn't look bad. It looks awful, but this is maybe the best I've seen Matic in a while. Looking for that close above 18 cents this year. It's so weird though. Like, it's hard for me to visualize or even kind of conceptualize this. So we look at charts like Matic, and here's 2021. Here is basically the bear market bottom for crypto, for Bitcoin, and then look at what happened through the bull run. Look at this. What is going to happen in the bear market, right? What is it just going to keep doing this? Like, it's just going to like go like that? Or are we going to see like reversals and maybe alt season will be in the bear market? Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't that be really weird? If alt season was in the bear market. So that would mean like that alts are maybe moving up in value, maybe just staying sideways while Bitcoin does its thing. But like dominance drops in the bear market and alts just like, I guess they fare better. It's too early to call for that. But that would be a weird setup. That would be such a painful setup. Because then alt season, like people wouldn't even know it's alt, like they wouldn't even see it because their bags would still be hurting. And they'd be like, what do you mean it's alt season? It's like, yeah, because they're like these Bitcoin pairs are going up. That would be crazy. I don't know. That's some spooky FUD. Don't let me FUD you out. I'm just thinking like, what could possibly happen if the market went bad? Like, look at this liquidation event. Matic just hits 15 cents again. I've been trying to catch a bounce on this forever. And now I feel like I don't even want to try, which means it's probably time. I think short term this has more upside. Momentum rolling over a little. Hit to money flow, super low, but nothing really happened. I can see it. Just say we're going to zero and we'll pump. I know it. I keep that in my pocket in case we ever need it. I keep that in my pocket. If the world really needs it, I will just pretend to be really bearish. And I'll be like, I'll even sell all my Bitcoin or something just to save everybody. I'll be like, I'm out. I was wrong. And then it will just pump to the moon. Make sure you buy Paul, not Matic. True. That chart's the same though. But yeah, Matic is no longer a coin. Now it's Pol. Just talking about that earlier. How it's shady when they change names. Alt season was November 24 to Jan. I mean, yeah, realistically, that's when alts did their best. Nobody has an answer for why alt season. For why alt season? Do you mean like for why it would happen? Or why it didn't happen? Or what do you mean by? Or an answer for why we look for it, maybe? I'm confused. What's up, Jennifer Moffat? How you doing? It wasn't that high in the bear market through 23. Or highs for some alts. Alts that didn't break all-time high, right? Tom, no. What's up, Digital Asset DJ? What are we knowing about? Can I look at CRV, Moon Raccoon? I'll pull it up for you. Biggest problem this time is you're bullish Sharknado, but that's because the stars are aligning, my friend. And finally, after all these years of study and meditation and self-improvement, we've met each other on the same level. And we're ready. And we're ready. That's crazy wick, man. Double bottom on CRV. Oop, Bitcoin getting alerts. 162. Why did I set an alert there? I don't even know why I set that alert. Get back to CRV. Dude, these charts just look so funny. Double bottom. Look at that wick. Like, what in the actual... It's gonna be interesting. Part of what I was saying about like alts and like bear market stuff is like, who is left to sell them? It's just like gonna be market makers trading these coins back and forth. Like who is... And then, I don't know, random traders. Like... Who's left to sell them? If you didn't sell your CRV, I mean, hell, if you didn't sell your CRV through all this, 2 years down 97, 98%, and then you didn't sell it again here, like when you're not going to sell it, like who's left? The only people that'll be left is like people maybe who bought it as it recovered and are going to look to get out of it. like where the seller is going to come from. People really often ask, where will the money come from? Where will the buyers come from? Especially when things are bearish. They'll say, but Tom, where's the money going to come from to push Bitcoin? It's bajillions of dollars. Like, where's that money going to come from? But they rarely ever ask the question of where the seller is going to come from. And that's an equally important question. I'd say even more important. I'd say buyers is less important. If you want things to go up, which is pretty much what everyone wants for things in general, the sellers is more important. If there's the buyers is there, they'll be there when price go up. We've already seen the price go down. Where are the sellers going to come from? This chart does not look good. The only thing this chart has going for it is the fact that it double bottomed, and there were buyers in the books at 18 cents. Some coins did not have any buyers in the book. Those coins, I think, are toast. Maybe that'll end badly. I think those coins are largely toast. Isn't it this one? Yeah, like Atom USDT. There wasn't an order book for it. There's nobody who wanted to get this at, like, I don't know, at any like real discount. I think that's a really bad sign. You can see the volume was large, but it wasn't even that large comparatively. You've seen like kind of regular moves on this have higher volumes. So all the way to zero, there was a less order book liquidity than just, I don't know, some of these random moves. That's not a good sign. Sorry. It's not about just Atom. It's about a lot of things. Things that didn't manage double bottom, that went lower. Things that kind of like went to zero. They just don't have any, there's just nobody putting money up. Nobody's making books for them. I don't think that's a good sign.
You are something the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing.
Ooh, I should stop playing this music. Oh no. Ooh no. It was on autoplay and I have no idea. I have not a clue what artist just played. That's not good. Might have to clip this part out. Like Dot, yeah, is another one. I can't even remember. There's been so many that just, it's hard to keep track of them all. What's up, �XRP Thought looks dead. You know? Yeah, I mean, that's another example, right? Just no order books. Here's something interesting. I guess this was true of Atom as well. Is like, that's cleared though, right? Look at that, down in the Bitcoin pair, it went down to 900 sats. Jeez. Yeah, Dot's another example. There you go. Like, there were no buyers. There's just like no meaningful liquidity. There's no meaningful buys in the order book. By the way, when you guys do limit orders, I've been preaching those a lot because they're going to be your best friend here into the end of the year. When you do limit orders, you are actively contributing to what I'm talking about here. You are making the books. That's what the books are. The books are limit orders. There's no market orders or stop losses or anything. Any of those other, just limit orders are in the order book. When you put buys at low prices, you're adding to that book, and you are in some ways, or even in many ways, like protecting the price of that asset. If you believe in something, you should have limit order buys low. You should build the book. Look at that $2 buy. I guess you would be up if you had not gotten stopped. I mean, if you had done a spot, you'd be up, I suppose. Gotten an order book now. It's got an order book now, I guess. Well, it's hard. You know, I would argue it doesn't. I would argue it probably doesn't, man. When you look at the depth chart, though, here's the big distinction. This is like high level. When you look at the depth chart, the thing that visualizes the order book, what you're seeing there is bullshit. Like, what you're seeing there is not real. If you go to like an exchange and you pull up the depth book and you look at DOT, you're like, wow, look at all the millions and jillions of dollars. They're not real. Most of that is just fake. It's just fluff. The only real liquidity in books are the limit orders. And what's shitty about it is that when I say they're fluff, they are limit orders, but they're how do you even describe this? They're there, but they are being controlled by like a market maker and by algorithm, by, you know, it's automated that they'll just pull. As soon as price deviates, you know, like whatever, they'll just pull. So they are literally there, but they actually aren't literally there. Like they will never be filled. When you put a limit order buy and you leave it on exchange and walk away, that's liquidity. That's in the book. The shitty part is you can't really tell. You can't tell the difference until you see an event like this. Until you see the book get tested. That's when you can say, okay, well, there were buys. Because during this, I guarantee that millions and millions of dollars in orders that were on the books just disappeared as soon as things started moving. Just boop, poof. It's a tricky game, man. It's a tricky game. What's also interesting is there's one more type of order that is not in the order book, that is kind of in the order book, but yeah, it's all confusing. It'd be something called like an iceberg order. And an iceberg order is another automated concept. It's like the opposite of those fluff orders. So it's that same algorithmic idea, but when price starts moving, like with volatility, moving quickly, it will place limit orders that it wants to fill, but they're not on the books. So long story short, the depth chart is worthless. Don't even look at it. Depth chart is not worth looking at. It is there to confuse you. It is there to give you wrong information. Unfortunately, we don't really get to know what is actually in the order book, what is real. It's a complicated game. But what you can do is you can, like I said, set limit orders on the projects and the coins that you believe in, and you can help defend those books. And you'll find that you'll end up getting some juicy fills here and there. Look at Cardano. Man, I can't believe that after all that time, that trade got stopped out. After all that time. Wow. Another example of a little double bottom from Q2. 27 cents. I wonder what this looks like on Coinbase. We might, if the market recovers quickly and like Bitcoin just goes back to October and people forget about this, we might stop using these Binance charts. We might move away from them and look for other charts that don't have these wicks. That's kind of the way I'll interpret it. What's to be said here, at least there were buyers here at August's low, held price. That's good. It's positive. RSI momentum don't look that great. 200 week. It's good to see closes above the 200 week. Not closing below. I mean, that's solid. Under the 200 day. Jeez. ADA just can't catch fucking bids, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've never been a huge ADA fan. It just never seems to catch bids anymore. At least it isn't, at least it set higher highs. I mean, if you exclude this wick, the chart still looks great from a macro. If you exclude this wick. With this wick, it doesn't look as good. It's not nuked. It doesn't look as good. But you exclude that wick and this chart's beautiful. You have a bear market low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. Excluding this wick, you have a higher low. And you're just looking to retest that all-time high. It just, I don't know, it just never seems to do it. But I think I can say that about almost everything in this space. Like, this whole run has been the run of nothing doing anything. Like, poking it with a stick. what does this look like on Coinbase or something? You guys want to know something fun? Something real fun? I remember the first time that I bought ADA. It was on Binance. It was in 2017. And I remember the exact price because back then we didn't have Tether. We didn't have Tether back then. So you had to buy it in this pair, in the Bitcoin pair. I bought it at 393 sats. And I remember because my first phone number, like growing up, oh God, I'm going to dox myself. The first three numbers were 393. And I remember buying it. I was like, that was like my old phone number. That was all the way back here. Of course, no, I'm not some genius. I was new to trading and stuff too. I sold it like immediately for like whatever percent gain. Did not ride it all the way up. It's interesting to see that price came back. I could have refilled at that price if I had an order. I want to see what ADA looks like on another exchange. What? Maybe we don't have that wick on Coinbase. Well, we'll have a wick, but not the same wick. Yeah, there we go. This looks much better. This is a much better way to look at it. In fact, anyone who's a Cardano fan should just never look at the Binance chart ever again. Throw that away. Throw it away. This looks great. You've still held your low. Actually, this looks much better than the Binance chart, even before that wick. ADA needs to hold 50 cents, like from here on out. You need to hold this low. You need to hold it. We need this high. We've set a higher high. We need this high. We need this to be a higher low. And we need this to begin. If that happens, I see no reason this wouldn't go back to all-time high. Like, this is a great setup. I've said this many times. I'll say it again. It reminds me of another one that I think is one of the strongest charts in crypto. People say TA doesn't work, and they're like, well, that sell-off proved that TA doesn't work. What do you mean? Look at this. Perfect resistance hit. Literally where we took the long. You could have refilled that. You got a secret little dip. Yeah, we got stopped out here. But right to support. Right to that support. Wick and reverse. Same thing here. You know, you get rid of this wick. Doge has one of the strongest charts. ADA, really similar. Get rid of that wick and you just have higher highs and higher highs and higher lows and higher lows. You're trending up and you have no reason not to go revisit all-time high. 93, 92, 93 CME. We got more than that. There's actually a gap in between. There's a gap at 97. Then you have a gap at 92. And then you got a gap at 60, gap at 55, gap at 40, gap at 30, gap at 26, gap at 20, gap at 9.9. There you go. People are full of shit. They say there's a gap at like 3,000. Don't ever listen to those people. Or is this it? Wait, why would I not have marked this? That looks like a gap. They were saying there's like a gap at 3,000. They're full of shit though. Maybe? I feel like maybe this has changed. Because I would have found like that one and this one so quickly. I've gone over this chart a million times. Like in real time, we went over this chart and marked the gaps. Maybe on the week. Huh. I don't know. I've gone over this with a comb so many times. That's weird. I think this chart has been retroactively changed in the past. I'm not even necessarily confident it did here, but I know in the past it has. I remember this chart being edited at some point. Huh. It's weird though, because people never fight with me on this. And I've been so confident because like I said, you guys have seen me do this in real time. I've gone over this. Like I know that I have looked at this price action and there was not a gap at some point. But people never fight. Like no one ever, that people will say there's a gap at 3K and I'm like, no, no, not on. But like there's even here then. I'll be like, no, not on the day. And then nobody ever fights me on it. No one's ever like, yeah, it is, look. Which makes me kind of suspicious here. Because there's a gap here too then. And there's also going to be a gap over here. Huh. That's so strange. I'm so confused. How did this happen? Technically there's a gap here as well. Oh wait, not there. Now I'm getting like fuzzy headed. Thought I just saw one up here. Oh yeah, I was right. Okay. I don't know. This is weird. How could I have missed those, but then instantly found them? You know, I don't know. I feel like they weren't there originally. Either way, kind of like just goes along with what I always say about gaps. That we consistently leave gaps behind at like critical price levels. Mandela effect, I guess so. Did I take profits, Ollie, on what? What? About 93.5? No gappy. Well, we've been live for like 2 hours. We're winding it down here. Look at that. What's up, Foxy? How you doing, boys? Happy Friday, by the way. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to this live. We missed the spice. I should have gone live earlier. But I appreciate you guys tuning in on Friday. We have tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day. Keep your eyes peeled. Set your alerts. Have your phone not on silent. Tomorrow's going to be, I think, volatile. I think Bitcoin's going to break up. I think it's breaking to the upside here. I think that maybe we see more of this kind of low time frame chop. I think it's moving back up. Looking for a close above 107.5. Going to set us right back to where we need to be. I think we get it, just judging by this price action. I think tomorrow's going to be a big day. If not, we have the FOMC at the end of the month, the 29th on Wednesday. We're going to be live, and that is almost certainly going to be spicy, so you want to tune in for that. So make sure you've hit the like button, subscribe, jump in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Make sure you've subscribed, followed, whatever platform we're on. We're going to be live again soon. It was good hanging with you. If you missed the intro of this, I know it feels low energy now. If you missed the first like 40 minutes of this, go back and watch it. Because I did all the goodies then. That was all the good stuff. If you're looking for an exchange to trade on, BYDFI, actually, our exchange partner, BYDFI, they are changing after the big sell-off and stuff. They told me that they were going to change up their offer because, I mean, of course, I think all exchanges lost a little bit of money. They're fine. It's not like that. But they informed me they're going to change their offer. They're changing their offer, and so the 20% discount or deposit bonus is going to change. Let me see if I can find it. It's going to change. They have upped it, but it's more temporary now. So it's up to $3,000, so it's capped now. But so that means you deposit $10,000, you'll get $3,000 as bonus. Use the code TomCrown. Links in the video description below. No KYC. If anything happens with them, if you have any issues, you come to me and I will advocate for you. That's the biggest value anyone in this space can give you, because God knows exchanges are terrible. Sign up with them. That's right, BYDFI. And I will catch you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all. Have a happy weekend.